So,
Well, hello there.
welcome to Remud, the ReZero podcast, episode 2.
A wild
I'm
episode.
here.
Wow.
I'm here with TK
What's up?
and Mo.
What's up, guys?
So,
What was it?
Shout out
You
to
got
our
any bad
10
word?
viewers. If we get to 10,000,
well,
if
we got like
10,000
18.
if
Oh,
we get
dude.
10,000 likes this episode, Moose will do a face reveal.
Dude,
Man,
if we get
10
10,000 views, I will literally cosplay as Amelia.
Oh,
No, okay.
Oh, we
heard it here first, folks.
gonna post it everywhere.
Dude,
This is
imagine
when we
that.
pop off
Yeah,
on
if
marketing.
it does get 10,000 views, I would literally be in shock.
Yeah, you'll have to then. You'll actually have to do it then.
I don't know. We'll see.
You literally will.
Watch next week. I don't appear on the podcast. I'm just
He left due to creative differences.
you love your creative.
Okay, so
Alright.
we've watched 2 more episodes since the last podcast. Episodes 35 and 36.
Oh yeah, we have a lot to talk about then. I forgot we didn't talk about that.
That's true.
So I for episode 36, I started taking notes in the first half, and then the second half I just like stopped because
There was
there's
so
too
much.
like what is going on?
It was a lot.
Fair.
So
It's
should we start with the last episode? Not like what just happened.
Well, actually, I
35.
want to start with a rating, general
Yeah,
rating of both episode 35 and 36 from both of you, and then now look, we can kick it off from there because I'm
Okay.
curious to hear what you guys have to say.
Let's start with Moose.
35 was good. What
Checking
happened?
Checking your MAL.
Yeah, I'm checking it. It was good. It was like, yeah. And then
That's not
30
a rating out of 10.
Yeah, like give us a rating out of 10.
6.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I give 36 8. That was very
Oh wait. This out of 10 is, by the way, it's for ReZero. Like
Yeah, it's not like any
not
just
like
random.
compared to any other. Like out of the show ReZero.
I give okay, if it's out of the show ReZero,
Yeah.
then like a 9.
Oh,
And the episode before.
No. The 35, 6, 36, a 9.
Okay. All right. For me, I gave 35 like a 6.5, I'd say. I definitely liked it a little bit more. And I agree 100%. I give it a 9 out of 10 this last episode. Now let's go to Mo.
I'd give 35 a 7, and I'd give 36 like a 6. I don't know what you guys see in that episode. I don't see it.
I saw the mystery.
It was
I
a
saw
lot. It's like everything I
saw-
talked about, and they were like, "Here it is." Everything you
Right?
said, here it is.
All right. I guess first and foremost, you want to talk about our differences, or do you want to just go into like conspiracy?
Should we go first into the last week's episode, because we didn't talk about it.
Oh, that's true.
So I want you guys to start with that because you guys have it more fresh in your heads.
Ooh.
To talk about what happened.
Is Ryuza Meyer. That's like the key takeaway, and that leads on to like a whole onslaught of like conspiracy theories in my head. But what it seems like is that she, or they, I should say, are basically the bodies of a famous or some individual. We don't know
Some individual.
Yeah, why they were chosen, but they were supposed to host Echidna's soul, which then leads on to allow her to live an immortal life. However, flawed in its nature, kind of captured pieces of Echidna's soul, which allowed them to inhabit these kind of personalities, which is Iruza Meyer in her many, many versions. Did I capture that correctly? Kind of. That was like the main thing from.
because it's like Echidna was trying experiments for her to live forever, and that was like
Yeah.
clearly one of them. And so like clearly like that area, like that's what the sanctuary kind of is, it seems.
That is true.
Something like that. I mean, I think the focus was that, though. I don't think really the other villagers had anything really too much to do with it.
Garfield wasn't annoying.
Huh?
Who?
Garfield.
Dude, Garfield, what do you think about him? Like he's been to the graveyard.
Ooh.
What did you think of that? That
Oh,
was kind of
it's,
so. I mean,
I guess,
he's met
like-
Echidna, right?
he has, yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Can we all get a consensus? Do you think Garfield is an apostle of greed?
No, I don't think he's an apostle. I just think he's an edgy dude.
Yeah.
I'm willing to think he is. I'm willing to think that he has drank Echidna's juices.
Oh, does that make you an apostle of greed, though?
I feel like it would be because that's the segue to make him a certain like connection to the witch.
Okay, because if it's that logic, then I would have to say yeah. I just didn't think like, I didn't think she's because he likes her, right? Like we know that he has some kind of like for her, which is why he's like
Yeah.
super jealous of Subaru for his connection. Even though he likes Garfield likes Ram, which is really confusing. I think
Oh,
But-
yeah.
it was like really confusing because I was like, that's why he was so mad about Subaru. But then I'm like, wait, but you also really like her. So I'm like, who do you like?
I feel like he owes it to Echidna. That's why he's super protective
Maybe.
about the sanctuary, where he's like, I don't want you to like mess things up, Subaru. You have the potential to mess up sanctuary, and I don't want that because
That
he
makes-
knows that like he trusts Echidna and tries to protect her, which I can kind of see as like a segue, but I don't
I'm
know.
more inclined. I'd say I'm definitely inclined to believe that. That makes significantly more sense. Like, yeah, because otherwise it wouldn't explain Garfield and his reasons and reactions.
true.
I like that
Ooh.
it's so different each time, though. Also, what did
Like
you guys think of Satella?
Come on, do we all see that freeze frame where she looked exactly like Amelia? Like, are we not going to discuss that?
Ooh, I can, but I figured I'd wait till we talk about next episode because it confirmed what I was thinking.
Ooh.
But
But
with what did you guys think seeing Satella and having to talk to Subaru and the fact that he couldn't die?
Moose.
I don't know. It's like I felt like it was kind of like Satella's always been the super hyped thing. It kind of didn't live up to the expectations.
Really?
It's like, oh, there she is. She's just like floating around.
It wasn't too crazy for her to appear.
It wasn't too. I imagine something like way crazier.
I think I appreciated how they introduced her.
I felt a little bit of both for sure. I had some mixed feelings,
Fair.
but it was still really creepy.
Oh yeah. I mean, what shocked me the most is this love me. No, what'd she say? I love you. I love you. I
Yeah.
love you. Love me, Subaru. And that was like the triggering moment where I was like, ooh, this is where the conspiracies hit. This is where like people will feel like the connections between Subaru, Satella, Amelia. I feel like that connects those three characters very deeply. That love me segment.
I mean, what else happened really that episode?
It was like the good route, right? Like I thought that it would be like the good
Yeah.
route where like he would progress
I definitely
But-
thought so too.
Yeah.
based off everything that episode. He like made amends and it went back and everything was good.
Didn't you guys think he was fine that episode? Like I didn't. Okay, he did say like remember he said Amelia Chan once and stuff, but he like wasn't like cringy. Like he didn't do any of this cringy stuff as usual, and I was
That's
so
what upset
shocked by
me.
that.
That's what upset me about episode 36, but I'll give you my
You didn't
No,
like,
I get what you're saying when they're the cringy part.
but no, but you didn't like that he wasn't cringe. Is what you're saying?
No,
Mo?
no, I liked how he wasn't cringe.
Yeah.
I liked the sensibility he had in episode 35.
Yeah.
And like that was something I looked forward to. It was like, okay, he's gonna crack the code, as you all mentioned. Like this is his last visit.
That's what I was like.
Good
I was
run.
like, I didn't want to say that
Yeah.
last week because I was just like, it's so hopeful. I was like, it gives me so much
You-
hope for him
Yeah.
because I was like, it was just so good. I was just like, oh my god, he didn't do anything. Like, okay, he said Amelia Tan, and I was like, kill me. But then I was like, you know what, we can move past it. I was like, he hasn't said anything like, oh, I want to do this, or he's like, oh, will you call me this? Like, can I do this?
Yeah.
No, he was just like, yo, I don't know what's happening.
True.
And then he was just like, can you like stop? He was like, I'm pretty lame.
Well, yeah. What did I think I watched a bit of episode 35 today, and I can confirm that like it ended on a Beatrice scene,
Yeah,
which is
that
interesting in
was.
itself.
I mean, that was I think. Oh yeah, you know, was one thing that I want to point out. You notice how Amelia was fine because he was the one freaking out. I thought that was so interesting because she was like gonna cry, but then he was the one like crying and like freaking out, and then she was like, and then he
Yeah.
was like, oh, she's okay. And I was like, why is she okay? It's like she's not been okay for every other version.
That's actually a really good point. Do you think it ties into their like connective emotions, or do you think that's the triggering moment in which Satella crept?
I don't think it's when Satella crept. It was. Oh, you mean
So
like in that
this
the
is
second time?
after.
This is after Satella.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I think what it was it's like I guess comparison. Like I think Amelia was freaked out by what happened to her, but seeing Subaru like more freaked out by what he had been through,
Yeah.
and I
She
thought
just
it
like
was,
forgot her stuff real quick.
yeah, and she was
Yeah.
kind of just like, oh, you know, he does trust me. He's not looking me in a bad light. Like and I liked how creeped out he was still by her. Like he didn't trust me. Like he was really scared to be touched by her.
Yeah. Well, that should warrant an episode 36. I mean,
Oh, I can't.
Damn.
Wait, I think can we go right into it?
Your
Because I feel
credits
like
scene.
what was the end credits?
oh come
It,
on, the
it, it
brutal.
was all like how do you say it? Like it was all hate.
Oh, that's what you're
The
talking
screen
about.
was like black and white.
No,
And,
I thought you were talking about episode 35.
oh no, no,
Okay.
no.
So we're gonna move forward now to the next episode. I feel like that was everything, right? Because he confronted
Yeah.
Garfield, and he was just like, "What are you gonna do?"
Oh yeah, that was like a big bro moment for the both of them. Big bro.
I think it was
moment.
more like Super was like, "What do you want?" And then Garfield was like, "What do you know about pain?" And he was like, "I've literally been to hell." And Garfield was like, "Oh, this guy's more edgy than me." He was like, "I've been back out."
Yeah, I mean, like the big topic is like death as an edginess. Like Beatrice said the same thing. She's like, "Kill me." He's like, "How could you talk about death in front of me?" And she's like, "Bro, I've been here for 400 years." and she's like, "Oh."
Send me to the shadow realm. I've been waiting. That was crazy though. Wait, like
Yeah.
I guess moving on then, let's like going to the mansion, right? They
Yeah.
ran away. And then let's talk about Beatrice. Did any of you have any points you wanted to talk about that like whole interaction? I figured maybe Moose you had some.
Just my only point was like she's also an echidna servant. So
I
like
thought her book was so interesting though. Because it's
Yeah.
like she's actually not been reading anything, but she wishes she was. And I was like, that's pretty insane that her choices have been her own.
But can we get a theory confirmed that that book theoretically spoke of a future? Like it was
It did.
reading a person's future, which is kind of something we predicted before in the first
It just
episode.
stopped
which
at
is
some
kinda-
point, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty
so what's
crazy.
the difference between that book and Rose World's book?
Roswell's? I
They're
think
the
it's
same book. They're
the
both
same.
the same book.
No, but he said his is real.
No, because he said
there's two versions, and he said there's
Yeah.
two that are real, and he says you can guess who has the other one. He said that the fake ones were like the Gospels. The Gospels are
Yeah.
defective versions of what they have.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a real one.
she does have the
She
real
does.
one.
She
It's
does have a real
Beatrice
one.
and
It just
Roswell that
stopped.
have the original.
Yeah, there's just nothing more left in
Really?
it. Yeah.
I took that as something that someone else has it.
No, because that's
No,
the
no.
moment he said, "Oh, you can guess who has the second one," and he goes like they had that whole discussion of like, why would Beatrice decide to end her life? And he goes, "Oh, so you heard that like that's her end mission." So that
I think
basically, sorry,
I
No,
thought
no,
those
go
two were separate things though.
no, I thought that was the
Partially.
transition.
but I think it's like okay. Finish what you were gonna say first, Mo.
Oh no, I was just gonna say on like try to point that I interpret that scene as you know who the second owner of the book is, and then let's talk about her mission in life. And that's where I saw it. Like that was like one whole clause. that
Okay,
they
you
discussed.
could be right.
So yeah.
I just want to share.
So what I saw. So first of all, it's like I think we can assume that it was invented by Echidna. Echidna made
Yeah.
that for them. They both have connections to her, and the difference is that they both hold futures. But like why Beatrice was saying, like she was like, oh, it holds my future, but apparently it stopped there. She's like, I have nothing left. I was waiting for this person. He's like, but it stopped there, and I've been hoping it's filled up, but clearly I'm just been like dead at this point or something. Like that's like she was concerned about that. I feel like once something happens in the future, I don't think she's gonna die. Suddenly, maybe she'll start seeing things appearing in the pages again. Not too much or anything, but maybe. And that's why Rosewall's and hers, they may have somewhat different content, but I think they're the same thing. Like they're the same invention. They just show different stuff to both of them. And the Gospels are defective versions of this product or invention. I don't know whether they were made by Echidna or copied or what it was. That's my take on those.
Well, instinctively, I have, I guess, a few questions regarding those comments. So,
Yeah.
The first one is, it came from like a comment I think Beatrice said, where she's like, the fact that there's no more written
Yeah.
pages means that the owner is dead.
Was
Do
it
you
the
remember that?
owner?
I thought that my subtitle said owner.
Yeah, I know. I
Like-
wasn't sure because I know exactly what you're talking about. I was confused whether it meant the owner because then I was like, she knows the kitten has been dead for like how long?
Yeah, so maybe she died 400 years ago, and that's since been
Yeah.
like a period where she can no longer read the future. But all she knows is to wait for that person to come and like rescue her.
Yeah, my only thing with that is just because then Rosewall clearly has stuff about his dreams in his book. Because otherwise, why does he really doesn't want Subaru to see it? He's like, you won't see it. He's like, my thing's in here, but I have a vow that you can't see this shit.
But we can't confirm the identity of Roswell, and B, what's in the book. I think those two are key information to discovering the connection between him, Echidna, and Beatrice. Because, to my knowledge, Beatrice is a spirit created by
She's a
Echidna.
spirit. That was pretty interesting.
But what makes Roswell? Like, how does Roswell know Echidna then? Is he a spirit as well? Or is he like the Subaru of Echidna? You know, like, is the Subaru to Satella the Roswell to Echidna kind of deal?
What if he's like the red hair girl, Ryuma or Ryuzu? What if he was created? Because like, dude, he put his hand through Ram, the other dude.
Yeah, he's like bandaged up, my dude. And he's like,
many characters.
That caught me so off guard. Him just going through here.
Yeah.
Also, Moose, what did you think of the fact when he assessed Subaru's feelings about it? He was just, and then he was, and he was just like telling him, he was like, "You actually don't feel sad." He was like, "I know how you're feeling." And the meta where he was like, "No, I'm actually dying." He's like, but that was crazy because it points out that he doesn't have this hive mind consciousness through alternate reality. He's just like, no, I know how you do things. And that's why he understands it's like, okay, so the timeline I'm in now is going to come to an end. But I know that he's going to fix it with another me in a different timeline.
Yeah.
Big like, brain.
5 head over there.
That's kind of like, I know that's the thought that we all have is like, okay, so does Subaru theoretically not like get reincarnated, but just his consciousness travels to a different version of Subaru while the same, you know, like that theory where it's like you have many divergent planes.
Yeah.
And so if one dies, like you just transfer to the other. Well, that
it's
still
like
continues.
Multiverse theory, right?
Yeah. Is that what happens in ReZero, or is it truly like you skip
they have to
on?
Confirm it. I don't know. Because it's kind of like, right, at whatever branching point, it's kind of like a different person, or you're creating a new reality, and then there's all these branching different. Because technically, he's lived all of them, right? Or at least to a certain point, as far as he could get to in that reality.
Exactly.
So it could be argued either or.
Well, I mean, it's not really a big detail, but just rest in peace every other really sucky timeline.
Garfield cried for Ram. I was like, oh, I actually kind of feel bad for my dude here.
Dude, we need to ship him better.
He was trying to heal her.
I was like, wow, I didn't think
blew his head off.
kicked his head off. He was just like,
Oh
fun.
my god.
Also, he just started beating the shit out of Subaru. I like that. I was like, okay. I was like, all right.
Dude, I was so
Go.
confused by that. I was like, he's like, I know you're gonna try to kill yourself, so let me just make it more motivation for you. Starts
All right.
beating the shit out of him. Or
I think
beating-
everyone can agree the craziest plot twist was Elsa's partner, who we apparently met
What?
season one.
It's just a
I-
kid.
I was like, what? I was like, I've met
Can we
her.
talk about how Subaru stopped Beatrice or whatever from fighting her, and then he gets her killed by distracting her?
That's where the 6
Also,
comes
she
from.
killed
That's where the
Elsa.
6.
Elsa killed her. Beatrice killed Elsa like so fast, and Elsa came back, and I'm like, what's happening? How is she able to do this?
Yeah, that part I was
Again.
like, she literally just talked about killing Petra. How are you just like, no, don't fight her?
Yeah, right. He was like already scarred, and also didn't he kind of correlate that? Remember they were talking about in the first season? They're like, "There's someone here." Remember the whole thing?
Spy?
No, the beast. There was a beast, like the beast that was attacking. There must be a user that's having these mythical beasts
Yeah.
that are coming there. She was the user. The little girl was the one.
But didn't they stem that from like the scar? What it makes sense what you said. Like it's
Yeah,
literally one or
What do you mean scar?
I thought like with that season, like they tracked down the quote unquote origin to like because Subaru was poisoned, so to recover from that poison, he had to defeat the source. Oh, that was just the king
That was
of all.
He was poisoned by the dog or whatever.
Yeah, but he didn't kill the user. That's right.
Dude, she was the user.
That
And I'm
was
like,
such a weak connection.
what? I thought it was crazy because I was like, she was there. She was also in the open. I was just like blown away because I was.
She was
like,
in the
wait, what do you
opening?
think it is? Huh?
Was she in the opening? Did you say that?
She's in the opening. I thought it was one of the witches or something, but she's in the season 2 opening.
Damn, that's good on
She's
them.
like right
man.
after Elsa or before her.
I don't know. That was
I mean, they don't show the opening often enough, so it's not like you'd remember.
yeah.
But like, I was just like kind of shocked because I was like, this motherfucker. I was like, she's been one of the greatest enemies since season 1.
And she's just a kid. All right,
Yeah.
back to our episode 1. This is a question for Moose. Would you rather be a 14-year-old apostle or a 7-year-old assassin that controls magic beast? Which one do you
Magic
think is more difficult?
7 years difference.
7
Taken out.
years difference.
This is all big.
Wait,
learning
she's
curve.
7 years old?
Well, she's like Petra's age. Petra's like around 8 or
I'll
9.
look it up. I'll look up how old Petra is.
Well, I guess like I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough call.
Sorry, not apostle, archbishop. Would you rather be an archbishop or a super assassin? I can't even tell what their affiliation is.
I guess I'd rather being an archbishop is cooler.
Yeah,
Both are not easy tasks
at such a young age.
at such a young age.
I'm so confused by this list I found.
All right,
I
you guys
don't
want me to
believe-
tell you why I gave episode 36 6 out of 10?
I'm really curious.
All right. First off the bat, Subaru's suffering always makes me cringe.
Oh wait, really quick. Petra's 12 to 13 years. Okay.
Oh wow, she's like same age as those girls in Cuties.
What?
Have you seen that controversy with Netflix and Cuties?
Out of nowhere.
Oh, I forgot it. I didn't. That's
was-
right. That's right, listeners. We've gone some controversial shit right here.
Yeah, we're crossing realms here.
We've dated when this has been filmed.
Not by the episode that just came out.
No, because this could have been recorded whenever. Oh yeah, no, never mind. I take it back.
All right. So right off the bat, like I understand Subaru needs to suffer. Like that's sure. But like his suffering was so pathetic in every single one of those scenes that it made me cringe. Like I expected Subaru to have either A, guts, or B, experience knowing what to do. And so like the three things that led to me being like, this is an awful episode was when Elsa first came into the mansion and Beatrice and him were like both shamok and like he's like running to the village. They're like, Beatrice like, why are you running? And he's like, I need to save the villagers. And I'm like, no, like that's not the right mentality you should have.
Wait, what
Like
mentality should he have?
he should be like, okay, like let me strategize with Beatrice. I'm running holding her like as though she's like a freaking duffel bag. Of course I'm not gonna like he's setting himself up to get
Dude,
ambushed. Or like he's just so careless with his thoughts. He's like, let me just run there and hope for the best.
she sat in that library for 400 years. You think there wasn't some muscle atrophy? For sure, he had to carry her.
But
And
he
also,
ran so like
'cause
recklessly.
it was also new information. He didn't know there was another person. He was like, Elsa's the big threat. He's like, I have to deal with her. And she's like, oh yeah, my partner's going there to kill them. And he was like, what? He's like,
Yeah,
he's
but like
he's like, I already have so much shit to deal with at the village. He's like, we're gonna put another person in there now too, an assassin.
true, but like he's so pathetic about it. I don't know. Something about the whole like action.
But I
Like
don't
if you
know
get
how would
infinite
he have done it?
respawn,
Like, how could he have done it well? Because he didn't have time to strategize. Because Elsa's chasing after them, so he has to run away. Elsa's trying to find them, and he's also trying to get there fast. So it's like, how can he take
And
the
now
time
he
to
knows there's
strategize anywhere?
multiple people out to get him. Like
He is strapped for time at this point because Elsa also confirmed she's like, my target's literally Beatrice. He's like, yeah, that's the one I have to go after. So he's like, yeah, I'm coming for you.
yeah. So like he knows that
Beatrice
Elsa's
just
after
wants to die.
Beatrice. I don't know. I feel like he didn't realize Elsa's potentials. Like he didn't think, oh, by like shamocking them, like she's not gonna run after me. No, she's gonna run after you. And then B, like whatever threat is gonna happen, you shouldn't ever rush to the event. I feel like like that's every time he rushes, he either dies or gets slit or gets cut or gets like dead. Like I feel like he should be conditioned to be like, okay, if I run here, I'm probably gonna
Well,
face
I
something.
think, I mean, I feel like he's rushed to every event. He's just been more prepared each time. Like with the Great
Yeah.
Whale, he ran away from Beetlejuice in the right moment, right in the right timeline. He rushed everywhere he did, but he just knew what he was going to see when he got there.
Yeah.
And like even in this case, like he rushed and he actually didn't die. But remember, he was like Roswell was like, okay, do you want to just move on? And Subaru's basically like, no, I need to basically. He was like, there's one thing left. He was like, there's one thing left I need to see in this timeline
Yeah.
to ascertain like what's going on. And like Subaru's like actually using his power to its potential, which is really like he obviously doesn't want to, nor would anyone. But like,
No, I mean like I feel like I guess he did use it to his potential. He got like the objectives of knowledge. But
not on
he
purpose.
didn't not on purpose, but he did it such in like a cringe way. Like again, also like the scene of like don't attack kids. How could you attack her? Like if
that one was really cringy.
That one I don't know. Yeah, I have nothing about that. That one I was just like,
No
dude,
defense there.
I was very like, she literally is the reason you suffered for like 3 or 4 deaths in the beginning of the show.
yeah. And then like the whole scene where like what's her name? Beatrice gets like cut by Elsa and he has that like montage of like trying to reach for her and then get saved. I'm like, no. Like
Well, I'm not. I'm only because it's like it's the first time he's seen a spirit die, and he doesn't. And also, it's the first time he's seen her die.
true.
Because like every time he sees someone die for the first time, it is crazy for him because he's like, no, I've never had you die on me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But it's still cringe to me.
I
It's
think
like-
Beatrice saying her thing to Subaru was interesting. Like she was like, okay, I need to be your first priority. She was like, kill me otherwise, please. Because she's like,
check
I have nothing to
one
live
the
for.
harem.
That I was confused. I was just like, is it for like? I'm assuming, yeah. Like I'm assuming just yes, it's for that. But I think it was just like she was basically saying like, I literally have no reason to live. So
Well, can we
unless
get-
you're gonna tell me
can we
I'm
get
your
a-
number one.
Yeah. I guess a question for both of you. Who do you think that person she is expecting
It's
is?
supposed to be him for sure. Because remember, Roswell told him, go to her and say, I'm the one.
Oh, that's. Oh yeah, she's like she told me
Yeah,
to tell you.
I'm the one. Yeah.
Wasn't that like they like remember?
Because he is the one,
Yeah.
which is why she was also like, why didn't you come like so long ago and just please? Because I think what's going to happen is he's actually going to sign a contract with Beatrice, which means he actually is going to be strong, which will be really dope.
Ooh,
A cool
that's a
scene
good
was if the
theory.
book gets
Because Rosal was
populated.
saying also, he was like, you're going to be strong as me. And I was like, I'd love that, to be honest, but
Yeah. But I mean, it contradicts. So like Beatrice says that she has to be her only focus.
we'll have to see how that goes.
And then Roswell said something similar, but like kind of against it, where he's like, you need to pick one thing precious to you and protect it. Instinctively, I'm saying that that one thing is Amelia. So
Well,
like,
I think the one thing is going to be even beyond Amelia, but what Rosal is saying is like, he is like, I'm literally doing everything for my goal. He's like, whether it's a scheme or this, he's like, it's all towards that. He's like, whatever it is, it's only for that. So if it doesn't fit in, it's out. And so he's saying, whatever
Yeah.
you need to do, as long as it gets to your goal, do it. And I think that's
Yeah.
so I feel like Subaru as a character, he's gonna be like, I need to get to this destination. And he's like, I will do these things in order to get there. And I think what that means is
Yeah.
he'll be like, okay, I will make you my like, I don't know. It's like, because I feel like there's no way they're gonna let Beatrice kind of die. This is the first time they've really made her interesting.
Yeah, no, she's definitely had a lot more character development in that one episode alone.
They actually gave her more than Rem, like significantly more.
Oof. Don't say that. I feel like Rem has so much potential.
Dude, she's
But
gone,
she's just out here napping.
sleeping, catching
Wait,
some
was
Z's.
that us that mentioned it, or a Reddit thread I read where it's like, what happens if Rem is in another isekai, or she's living in Subaru's world as she's passed out?
What?
Oh
This
my
is
And I
god.
was like, that's kind of wild. Imagine she's like talking to Subaru's mom and dad as we
Honestly,
speak.
she must be having such a great time. It's a much easier world than the one she lives in.
Oh, but
She
they
would do
have
so well.
taxes.
She's gonna she's gonna make that money, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
She'll get any job.
She gets any job she wants.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, this is our child now.
This is
You're our daughter.
our
We never
Subaru,
had a son.
Natsuki Rem.
Oh, so what I want to really talk about, and I've told Moyne about this theory I've had. You're gonna have to edit that out. So Moose.
What?
So I haven't
What's this
heard your
theory?
thoughts about the episode. So before I go into my theory, I'd like to hear what you have to say about everything.
Me?
Yes, because I feel like Mo and I have talked quite a bit about like
Yeah.
stuff going on so far, but I haven't heard too much input from you.
I just thought, I don't know.
Like character,
They're,
people, everything.
yeah, I just think about Roswell stabbing through Rem.
That guy, I was like, wow. I was like, I didn't think they'd do that. Is okay. I was like, well, that's his character, I guess now.
I
So
like that
plus
idea
about it.
you're saying, how he's like Subaru equivalent, just to a different witch. That kind of gives
Oh,
him
that's
like
what
the
I was saying,
power,
yeah.
but he's definitely like, I don't know. He definitely doesn't follow um the Tella. That's her name, right?
No,
Yeah.
I think as a Echidna for sure. I think it's
Yeah.
something with Echidna.
It makes too much sense having like that Beatrice in that mansion too, and having like Frederica also in that mansion.
Yeah.
So it's like multiple people that are connected to Echidna. So him also being a connection makes sense.
Do you
Are
think?
you ready? Yeah.
Yeah, gonna go for it. I want to hear your theory.
Mine's crazy, dude.
It's a doozy. Let's hear it.
So, told this to Moose already. Now, and I've always thought this about Amelia, but from the beginning of the show, she's been an outcast because she looks like Satella. She has been. We also know that her first memories being in the world are waking up, meeting Puck all alone, and I think that Amelia is proof of a clone that went well, like Ryuzu. Like Zuki.
You did not tell me this theory.
Have I not told you
Yes.
this?
No.
We talked about.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Oh shit! This was yesterday. Okay.
The bigger plot
A
twist.
bigger plot twist. So I think.
No, yeah, we talked about this.
That's right. We were gonna. I suppressed it so I would be such a shocker to Moose. I forgot. We were talking about. Was it this too, or is it AOT? I forget.
No, it was this. The theory is that Amelia is the Ryuza Meyer of Satella gone
Yes.
perfect.
Gone perfect. Like Satella may have stolen from Echidna's research, or I don't know if Echidna did it, and she's the perfect clone, which is why it fits everything. Like she wants to. She wants a body. She wants to be close. She got like super into the world to get closer to him. She has part of herself in it. Like how Amelia becomes Satella the episode before. How she becomes Satella this episode too. It's
the first episode where she says she's Satella.
Yeah. So it's just like this episode was like the and like I just like Subaru's like holy shit. He's like why? He's like why is like that I think he kind of realized, but he was like I think in the end he was like whatever. He's like I'm just gonna look at you and die and remember this.
Yeah. I mean,
Post credit scene was crazy.
I really liked that because I was like
He was like all eaten up and just laying in her lap.
I kind of wish that was the first introduction to Satella because that would have been insane.
Yeah.
I would have been so creeped out.
I feel like it would have been I think we would have all gotten there eventually, but adding that first scene with Satella like taking over is
Because she was
actually
gone.
like
She's just
yeah.
gone. Like it was just her.
Yeah. Well, that made it like a segue to be like, oh, Satella's coming in, and then having Amelia just like jump in and be like kind of crazy. But the one thing I wanted to mention is kind of neat in my opinion is episode 35's title was like love me or love you.
Yeah.
And that whole scene of where she's like love you, love you, love you, love you, love me. What was the last line that Amelia said to Subaru in this episode? I love you.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's kind of like that's a big connection. Like they wouldn't have just done that.
And she kissed him, and then the episode title was Taste of Death, and I was like, whoa. I was like,
true.
But one thing that was brought, like I just thought of this while we were talking actually, was how Roswell's goal and like the snow and everything has to do with it. I wonder if his goal is just using Amelia to get Echidna back, like Echidna in her body. But it doesn't make sense for everything else. That's the only thing. Like with helping her become number one or whatever, and everything.
Why was he trying to separate?
I don't understand that either. That's why I'm like the only thing I can think of is to get like Echidna in there because Echidna is in the sanctuary. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, just keeping her stuck in there.
But I don't get what the snow has to do with anything, right? And like
snow to like isolate her.
Just get her to like a state of like fear and like craziness. I think he wants to awaken Satella to then question her.
Maybe he wants to just kill Satella for killing Echidna.
I think he wants to use her powers.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, did you see that?
He's got a whole agenda.
He has a whole agenda.
He doesn't have an agenda. He has one goal.
I think it's going to be so interesting to see the relationship between Roswell and Subaru afterwards. I hope they have conversations because I would love to, because they're just both going to know each other's deal from now on. Like we just know Roswell's deal now.
That's true.
The rabbit. I wonder what they're going to do with that.
Did you mention that like Roswell's objective is to bring back Echidna?
Yeah.
Is that your theory?
It's either to bring back Echidna or, now that we talked about it, kill Satella in revenge for killing Echidna. Those are my things. I think it is Echidna though. That's my theory.
I had a minor theory, but like I'm not really sure if it's a theory or more just like a speculation. I think Roswell is 400 years old.
I think so too. I think he's
To
from Echidna's
Beatrice.
time
Yeah.
for sure. That's why I think
Mhm.
maybe he's not a spirit, but he's like made by her or something. Because like we've never seen anyone put their hand through someone in the show yet.
True.
This dude faking his injuries like 100%.
Well, no, he's not a spirit. He can't be a spirit because remember when he got bit by the
That's
bunnies?
true.
He had blood.
That's true.
So he's somewhat human.
That's
He's
so
somewhat of
messed
an
up.
immortal human.
What if he's from a different world?
Nah, dude. That would fuck me. No, I don't want that.
Maybe he's.
That'd be kind of cool. Actually, that'd be really cool. 400 years
Hear me
ago.
out. Hear me out.
That'd be interesting.
Imagine he's Subaru from 400 years
I'd hate
back.
that. I thought about that, and I hated that so much. I was like, if he's Subaru, I was like, I would be so mad. I was like, I would actually hate it so much.
That would be kind of wild.
I wouldn't like that at all.
Maybe there's a
'Cause I'm like-
Subaru in every witch. Like every witch has a Subaru.
So, like, have you guys seen Fate Unlimited Blade Works?
Are you talking about like Shiro being
Yes,
Shiro?
and Archer.
Oh wait, fuck.
What? Have you not seen it? I think he's getting his food, but I feel like. Do you think we spoiled it for him? Do you think I spoiled it for him? Did I? Have you seen Unlimited Blade Works?
I've seen it.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Then we've all seen it.
Wait, then why is Moyne cringing?
I thought you haven't seen it.
I've seen Unlimited Blade Works.
No, yeah,
I've seen
exactly.
it.
He hasn't seen Zero. Yeah.
Wait, I thought the moment I said Shiro being Shiro, and then you're like, I'm like,
No,
oh, did I just spoil everything?
No, it's just so cringy that he's Archer. That Archer.
Oh.
I'm just like, if this is like that, I was like, I'll scream.
Can you
Disclaimer for anyone who hasn't seen Fate Unlimited Blade Works, you should watch that show. Great show.
Also, yeah, like please, hopefully in the post you censor the F bombs I threw.
No, he doesn't need to do that. It was like it
all
was
my
after the first
editing.
minute.
Oh my!
It's only in the first minute. It's only bad if it's in the first minute.
Oh, true.
It's fine after.
All right, yeah, that was lame.
So I would hate that if I'm like, oh, okay, cool, Subaru. After some point, you're gonna talk like this. I'm like, okay, sure.
It's kind of cringe.
It was.
Today's episode is sponsored by Tasty Burger and their vanilla milkshake. FYI. But moving on. Okay. I have less inclination to say that Roswell is actually Subaru because that's kind of a lame theory.
Right?
I don't think he's just like a different person, right? From
Yeah,
a whole
but-
other world.
Yeah.
What do you think his power is?
Dude, he used fire and
superpower.
stuff. I mean, I think he's just some kind of artificial. Maybe he's artificial, honestly. Being.
I think he's just like a wizard.
He could be. It's one or the other. Honestly, it's either he's a wizard or it's like he was made by her. Another one.
Wait, can we confirm if someone's an archbishop? Maybe he's an archbishop for Echidna.
I think those are self-given titles, honestly. It kind of seems
Think
like
so?
that, at least.
Well,
It's
they
really
all have
confusing.
consistently like been archbishops, you know.
I'm only saying it because now we know that the Gospels are defective versions of the book that was created by Echidna.
But I thought the gospel. Okay, so my understanding is the gospels are for Satella because
No, because
What's
there's
his name?
Gospel for lust and there's Gospel for sloth. Because
Like,
like
so you
they
think
like
that, like,
joke, they like make fun of them, Roswell and Beatrice too. They're basically like, nah, not that. We're not those stupid things.
Yeah. But do you think so? It started with Echidna creating these two books for Roswell and Beatrice. Then suddenly the other witches got involved and stemmed those books into what they consider as gospels. And
I don't know
they
if
each
the
have their
other
own
witches-
interpretation of the gospel, or do you think like
I don't know if the witches had any direct contact things with that too, even, or just people who maybe followed them. Because it didn't seem like Daphne would have like she would do like have her own following. Like maybe people followed her, but not like something that she would like. Like her, Minerva, Typhoon. None of them seem like people who are like, yeah, come follow me. Yeah, I have a following with me. They kind of just do their own thing. They seem. Maybe they
I
get
agree.
a following of people who do stuff, and maybe they're people who like do stuff with the books. Maybe Satella did. Satella's the only person I could
elves?
imagine. What?
Are they all elves?
No.
No. I think only
Kidna,
Satella and
Satella.
is Echidna a elf?
Looks like
Yeah.
it.
Echidna's an elf.
Oh, okay. So I guess so.
But
Minerva looked like it too.
Minerva's the
Maybe.
blonde one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. That could be
But
true.
I think Daphne is like a fairy. She doesn't look like an elf.
Yeah, it's possible. I wonder when they're gonna explain what made them witches. Like what classified them with the witch factor or whatever it is. Like what's the origin of the witches? Because like we now understand what they are. Now it's the next big question, right?
Well, yeah. What is the next big thing for us to know? I guess for me, it's like Roswell's objective. Like, what is he trying to go for?
For me, it's
I'm
Echidna's
still trying to
objective.
figure out.
We
What?
know Echidna wants to know everything, but what's her objective right now? Because like it's like Subaru says, like okay, I was like, oh, I can't wait. He's like this. He's like, I need to meet her again. She knew
Yeah.
all this shit was gonna happen. She's like,
True.
oh my god. It's like I think it was messed up. Elsa just stabs him in the eye. I was like, okay.
She gave him a light poke, and that was so freaking brutal.
I was like, Jesus.
He kind of looked cool though. Not gonna lie.
Edge Subaru.
Like the moment he walked out
True
of that,
edge.
walked out of
He
that
didn't
like
care
old
about
castle.
anything. I liked when he broke down, being like, "Yeah, that's not her. She would literally never say I love you." And I was like, "Yeah." I was
Dude,
like,
that's
"Yeah."
literally like IQ simp level.
No, that was amazing. I was like, "Okay, good."
He should have accepted it and then lived his life like that.
He kind of did. He was just like, "All right, I'm gonna lie down here with these." I'm surprised. How did he get away from the rabbit, dude? Like, he was clearly bit up by it. But I was like, "What the hell?" Like, literally, how did he get away?
That's a good point. Maybe they were all like, maybe like 2 to 3.
A lot of them,
attacking.
yeah. There were a lot on Roswell, and they were not on him at first. So
Because he has a lot of mana, I assume.
yeah, I mean they're insatiable, but yeah, maybe it was just a few stragglers,
Yeah.
and then he got away. I wonder if Hut. Do you think next episode's just gonna start on? It's gonna just start on him waking up. What am I saying? It has to just start on him waking up. But is it time for the
Ooh.
final trial?
I think so. Well, we're on episode like 11, theoretically, of
Yeah,
season.
yeah. We have 2
2.
episodes left.
So yeah, it's a make or break.
What if he doesn't reset?
Because he's
And
with,
credits.
he's with
The next
Zetala.
episode's just 1 minute of credits.
Like he wakes up and is just in bandages. And
That would be kind of scary. If the
That would
next
be a
episode's
really
him
cool
hanging
season
out with
finale.
Satella. Just
Yeah.
Satella. That'd be kind of cool though. I would actually really like that.
I mean, something to keep in mind. If you want a big plot twist, I'm expecting this with like eagerness. Is that Subaru so far has lived a life where he can reset and save everyone he wanted to save. I don't think that's gonna be consistently the point. I think there's gonna be a point at one point where he tries to save someone, and no matter how hard he tries, they're dead.
Someone's dead for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think
that's
like,
Petra.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh, I can. I mean, I think that's really because like when Echidna said no, as long as it follows, like you're okay. It's like everyone else. He's like, no, you have to realize that doesn't matter. It's like as long as it doesn't affect your death. If it has nothing to do with your death and this person dies, and that has no influence or whatever, like, and you're fine, you won't be brought back to a point where you'll probably be able to save them.
Do you think he's going to get to a point where he has to choose between Amelia and Rem?
Honestly, I feel like it'll be more now because now we have Beatrice too. Beatrice number 1, but I think maybe if Beatrice signs a contract, then it's like I think maybe a spirit and human connections, like it's like Puck and Amelia, right?
Yeah,
There's like this kind of like strong connection between them.
yeah, that's true.
Do you
But-
think he'll learn the summoning jutsu?
Dude, I mean, I think it was kind of.
Beatrice, go.
I do wonder how that's gonna work. I like that Elsa's way to get Beatrice was to open every door in the mansion. I was like, what a street. I was like, you got stuck with the worst job.
Yeah, that's a hard commitment for her.
I just like that. I was like, oh, Beatrice's thing isn't that crazy if all you have to do is open every door so that there's only one possible left. I was like, okay. I was like, that's an easy game to find her then every time. I'm like, okay, everyone is just open all the doors.
Dude, if I was Roswell, I'd create like
Her-
a fingerprint sized door somewhere hidden obscurely in the like place just to like
That's
control
true.
people.
Where is she getting her info from? Like, where do you hear that? Like, oh, there's a spirit. You gotta open every
That's what I
door.
want to know, right? I don't. Where is she getting her info from? Like, that's not
Very
other-
Roswell?
leaky.
Do you
like,
think
not
it's
all the
Roswell?
princesses aren't gonna know that. It could be Roswell. It could be Roswell.
Why would Roswell want that though?
Dude, it's all
Because
for
he
his
wants
plan.
Subaru to meet and connect with.
It all has to do with his
Beatrice.
plan.
He
You don't
wants
know
them
what
to
it
build a
is.
contract because he doesn't want. I assume that he doesn't want Beatrice to die, so he's picking a future where they form a contract together to kill those two assassins, so that
Yeah,
he can
maybe.
extend Beatrice's life.
I need to understand what his thing with Amelia is, though. I think that's something I want to know. It's like why? Like I don't get it. It's like, are you trying to get a kid now, or you're not? Are you trying to get Satella, or is it nothing to do with either?
I'm more along the lines of Echidna. I feel like his morals kind of align with Beatrice, in which they both hold this gospel tightly, which is connected to Echidna. So why would you hold it tightly if you don't have like a deep connection with her?
such a roller coaster of a season.
Hmm.
You have anything, Moose?
I'm just like,
The way they
just
did
wait.
though. Wow.
I'm just waiting for what's her name? Felt.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just waiting for
Hey, what
Felt
do you-
to come back.
What was the pronoun he used?
What?
What?
What was the pronoun you used?
He just said
Felt?
he's waiting for Felt.
Oh, I heard a her.
Wait, Felt's a girl.
She's a
Wait.
queen, right?
She's a queen.
Isn't Felt
Queen
the
candidate.
cat?
No, that's Fearless.
Oh, my bad.
Felt is one of the candidates who was in the first
Yeah.
episodes.
Can you remind me? Is she the one that Subaru saved, like the thief?
Yeah, the thief.
She's the
She's
blonde
girl.
thief.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She's gonna have some wild thing with Astray. Like they're gonna be a wild duo. Do you remember Astray?
Oh yeah, that's his name. Okay. Yeah.
The knight.
Yeah, her knight.
I was like trying to think, is that his name? And then I was like, okay, yeah. That's gonna be good. I wonder if that'll be next season. I feel like it's not gonna be next season.
Dude, they're
I
not
don't
gonna
know
come up-
why, but this is. I keep thinking. You know how in like Konosuba, there's that knight dude,
Oh my god.
and then he's also like from the human world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The loser knight.
I keep thinking that knight is the same, where he's also
A
from
loser.
Subaru's world.
Dude,
I don't know why.
That guy sucks.
Dude, that's
He-
hilarious.
I think they were airing it like the same time, and there was like two knight characters.
Yeah, maybe they were.
dude,
But,
that got to me that scene where he steals his sword and sells it.
Sells it. Yeah, that's why I was like, he sucks, dude. He is nothing now.
Yeah.
The end scene though of the last episode was crazy. Like they've not done anything like that before.
Yeah, that was
It was
really
so
good.
dark.
That was a smidgen of a fan service I saw there with the kiss.
And all the bloody holes in him.
Yeah, but that's the first kiss we've seen between Subaru and any of his
That's true.
characters, female characters.
I definitely would not have known that this is where the season would have went at the beginning when we were with him going in the past.
True.
There's a comment I saw. I want your thought on this, TK. And then the comment was like, the show is good when they don't
No.
show the opening or ending every
We
episode.
talked about it. We talked about this comment outside of a podcast. I'm pretty sure I'm the one who sent it to you. I'm so mad. So stupid. Normie. Have they never watched
Normie.
TV before? Have they never watched any show before? Oh, they didn't show the opening every episode. Half the people who watch don't even watch openings all the time. I do, but that doesn't mean anything. Anyone can decide to do that. Does that mean they have more content? Yes. Does it mean they have more stuff to give? That doesn't mean it's good necessarily.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go
guess
back.
not
Can
showing an
anyone tell me
opening.
what's the point of her mother talking about the supplements he gave Subaru played a role?
Dude, that was the best scene for me.
I mean, yeah, it was like, I'm just saying, it's like that didn't have a role. It was funny though, right? I'm like, did that mean that not having an opening? What the?
Not having.
Would you rather have a minute
means
of
it's
opening?
good.
Take any Netflix show, you call those openings.
Oh, dude.
They're so bad. I heard The Great Pretender is really good. It's a Netflix original anime, and it's like apparently a real, like a good anime.
Dude, I feel like we should all watch Beastars, or what's it called?
Beastars, I've actually watched it.
That's a collective show we should watch together.
It's very interesting, and I was quite shocked. I watched it with the Donger, and basically we were both surprised how actually interested we were by the end of the show. There were parts we really weren't interested in, and parts we really didn't like, but overall we were really interested in the plot.
Damn, that's kind of cool.
It's really strange. It's definitely a show. It's very like they make you they make you very uncomfortable. They try. I don't know if they try to per se, but like they have some really good themes. Yeah. I do recommend it. It is kind of like
you do recommend it.
Honestly, yeah. I don't know how to rank it though. I like have to see how it's gonna progress. I don't know if most would like it.
Is it still ongoing?
They're gonna have a season 2 probably. It did really well as a manga.
Cool.
I'm really excited to see The Great Pretender too. I can't. The opening is just straight up Freddie Mercury.
It's like a song of his.
Yeah, just straight up one of the songs. And I think the ending is too. And I think they use his cats in it, or they make models as cats.
Dude, if you want to banger up an opening, God Up High School's opening is such a banger. Such a banger.
Straight up.
It's like, words cannot explain how excited I get every time I hear it.
I have no words.
One of those like, do you know those memes where it's like anime opening, anime ending, and then like the anime ending is like Kermit the Frog, and then like the anime opening is like sword battles? That is literally God of High School, in my opinion.
My God. I have to say that I was listening in the car. Unlasting is my favorite song in all of the Sword Art series. Like, that song is so good.
Unlasting is unreal.
It's like, I remember when I saw that ending and I was like, this is just insane. I was like, everything about it's like, I just wish
you guys see that scene where they show like the battlefield and it's like they have Unlasting going on in the background. It's so good.
They have Unlasting.
Yeah. It's like a scene. In the middle of, like,
I'm actually really excited. Then I actually will watch.
And it's like one of the craziest scenes ever. Probably my favorite scene out of the entire show. And they just have Unlasting in the background.
Wow.
I'm actually really excited to watch that because I love that. I think that I was like, oh, it fits so well if they did it in like a. Oh. Damn. Good stuff this week, guys.
Right? Did we get an hour in?
Oh yeah. We just hit. So thanks to everyone, all our viewers out there.
Support us on Patreon.
We should be back. You think it'll be next week or the week after?
Yeah, I think
one of those two.
I think
Yeah.
next week potentially. I
We'll
don't
see.
know.
We'll see. It depends on how good the episode is.
It's okay,
So
man.
we have
We
a
can still
5-minute
talk about
podcast where like it's bad and just end it.
it's bad. It's okay. We can move on to other topics like Attack on Titan. I can't wait to see how you guys are
Ooh.
feeling.
Are we
Let's
We
talk
should
about
be.
that.
We'll be a bit into season 3 at that point.
A bit into season 3. How many episodes do you guys think you're gonna get to?
Well, if we
Episode
watch,
There's only
6
12
tomorrow,
Or they're 24.
24.
Okay.
Actually, we can probably get to like episode 8, because we are not going to watch ReZero this week.
True.
So all we
That's
have is
true.
God of High School and
I need to watch
GOT.
that too. Yeah, I haven't watched the latest. What did you think of the last episode? Oh yeah, wait. I guess we can sign off and then talk about this.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Remember, 10,000 likes, face reveal, and Amelia cosplay from Mo.
Oh jeez.